Welcome, Sojourners. This is the second half to the Burning Beacon. And so our story continues. Dretch's pig slugs just collapse to the ground. And there lies Hay.
And he will scream. He'll turn to face the pig slugs and just scream, "You get out here!"
I have to say, on the map, that looked amazing. Just watching you just tear through. That was like a combo left, right, start, select, double A.
That was pretty fun.
Here. Oh my gosh. Okay, Felton.
Finally.
Yeah. All right, Monster's turn. Garandan, you've attracted some attention. You see them keep coming. They're coming. You are taking them out, but more of them are coming. So 4 attacks against Felthrin. Oh, there's the natural one. Let's wait for that. 19 and 18 and a 21.
21 is good.
All right, so 16 points of damage to you. And these mosquito-like creatures, you can see they have large, handholds where they take away their prey. Long, elongated skeleton mouths begin to move towards you. Bramble, 2 of them are on top of you, and that's going to be a 23 and 8.
Okay.
24 necrotic damage, Bramble.
I will have it.
Okay, and you have it, and what ends up happening is its long proboscis, like a mosquito, begins to stick right into your shoulder, and you begin to feel a little bit of your blood being siphoned off. Your hit point maximum is reduced by 24.
Does that get halved? How can his maximum be lower than his current?
Sorry, yeah, whatever you took as damage is now negated from your hit point maximum. Garandan, 3 of them coming at you.
But Garandan, remember, has the foresight, so he's kind of seeing them coming, but they're moving really slow, so everything's got disadvantage against him.
Nice.
And if anything tries to hit, he's going to flash it with a light and warning.
11, 14, and a 9.
Nope. He's just like Matrix, just dodging between them, just...
Hot. That's awesome. You sense a swarm coming as this is getting a little rumblier, and all of a sudden you hear a voice coming from out the rubble. What in the 9 hells is going on? What happened to my platoon? And it all gets quiet. He's speaking in Infernal. So top of round 3, it is now Bramble's turn.
Is Professor Thaddeus Banks around anywhere?
Oh yes, this is quite interesting. He's taking notes and drawing pictures of Garandan dodging these Chasmes and Felthrin tearing through dretches. Oh, very fascinating for my study. Mortals are quite the interesting creature. Oh, I see, Bramble. You're awake. Oh, welcome back.
Yeah, got any demon friend? Got any devil friends you can summon?
I am a little bit low on the totem pole. However, there's that old chap right there, and you see crawling out of the rubble this red-skinned, bearded devil. He has a large mutton chop beard. He is ripped, and he's got a couple scabs and scrapes on him, and he has a broken glaive. He's like, well, son of a misbegotten half-ogre, if I didn't lose my platoon, and what is going on over here? Mortal maggots! What in the name of Beator is happening to my platoon? And he just sees that his platoon is wiped out, and his face goes white. Oh, I see. That's Sergeant McCormick over there. Looks like his platoon was the one that was wiped out. Seems to be the last of the survivors.
Saddle up, Sergeant. Bramble will take Queen's favor and touch the acid rune and give a nice upward swipe at one of these flying creatures.
You're going for an 11.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
As long as it's not a crit fail.
Yeah.
That 14 slashing plus 2 acid.
They seem a little bit hardier than the demon slugs. Nevertheless, you tear straight through it, scar for scar, and you see a little bit of your blood seeping out of its own bulbous abdomen. Roll a persuasion check for me. Saddle up, Sergeant.
2.
22. So Sergeant McCormick, he sees you just tear straight into this chasm and says, "All right, not bad for a mortal maggot, but I'll be calling the shots around here. Tally ho!" And he just rushes into battle, and he takes the 2 glaives at the end of the stick, and he's going to go ahead and just stab one of these dretches. Felthrin, you watch as this bearded devil, large bushy beard, and you see like snakes writhing in his beard, and they snap. He takes a broken glaive and just jams it right into the pig's head, and it just falls over. He looks at you and says, "Listen up, Short Stack. You got a weapon I can use? Otherwise, we are toast."
Felthran will, he'll give him Resmir's greatsword.
Kind of holds it a little bit and says, "This is Tiamat's blade. All right." And he begins to wield it back and forth. Bramble, if you don't want to do anything else on your turn.
I think that's all.
Okay.
I have a bonus action, but I don't think it makes sense.
Let's go on to Garandan.
So Garandan, knowing that Zarion's up and that Hay has a chance to get healed, seeing the chance of most good, and he can do one more big blast at a 30-foot radius, he's going to shout at the sergeant to move back, tell him to move out of the way, and tell him, because he's just right in that ridge, and see if he can move back a little bit.
No, he cannot. You see, he's not going to be able to make it. Neither is Professor Thaddeus Banks.
Okay, then because he sees that, and really quickly he's going to switch up and run to Hay. Is that one in range to opportunity attack? That one?
Yes.
Okay.
All 3 of them are.
Okay. So actually, he's just where he is, knowing that with the foresight he's got, he's going to cast Mass Cure Wounds from a spot of Felthran towards him, and he's just going to let the light fall down from the suns and hit their wounds and get them 15 points of healing to Felthran and Hay. And then as a bonus action, he's going to spin around and use his shield to blind one of the things at him.
What's that feature?
It's on his shield, the blindness, as a bonus action.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's going to harness the sun's rays and cast it into one of its eyes and just kind of blind it.
Okay, I think that's a Constitution save against your spell DC. All right, so what are we going for?
19.
Yeah, he rolled a 6.
Nice.
All
So
right.
that went blind.
Doesn't really have eyes, but you can see it start to scurry around, and it bumps into a wall like a bug that's lost its orientation.
Actually, everyone can take that healing if they need it. It's up to 6 creatures, 15 points.
Don't mind if I do.
Okay, Zerion. You see all this happen. You see a devil. He's a sergeant in the military with Zariel. Looks like his platoon was the one that was wiped out, as they were also attempting to restore the burning beacon, as it is a serious tactical advantage for devils. Know to beware of the burning beacon, and demons are not so bright. So oftentimes devils will try to route these demons into this bug zapper and wait for the charge to go off. With the charge not working, it has been quite a disadvantage in the blood war. So as the sergeant begins grabbing hold of this great sword that he was given to, it seems like he is willing to join the fight, as for the current situation, your paths have aligned. So how would Zarion like to proceed with this scene?
Well, I just met the Sarge right now, and my
You don't know him.
I don't know. So for now, my team seems to be in grave danger. Hay's taking a bad beating. Bramble, and Garandan is surrounded by enemies. So what I want to do.
And a point of order, you did hear Garandan issue forth this word of encouragement, and Hay's eyes begin to flicker open as magic begins to bring his body back to life, and a couple of his wounds begin to seal shut.
Well, okay. Well, why can I fly to Hay and fly him to safety as well?
You would have to you'd have to remove yourself from the battlefield if you want to do that.
Okay, well, I can't do that because they're gonna need. Whew. I can do move without a trace. Hide ourselves from the enemy.
So
And take advantage of the situation.
yeah, that kind of magic would take some time to work, and in this middle of this combat, it's not like they wouldn't see you. They would have seen your shadow and your camouflage, and you would just see that that wouldn't be the appropriate spell for this time.
Situation. All right.
Yeah,
well,
situation.
let me
You can always smack him on the back of the head.
smack on the back of the head with my staff. Let's go that way.
Okay, so you're rolling your attack. You're just going to go for one of the demon slugs or the mosquitoes.
One of the mosquitoes is they're a lot more closer to us and our flank.
All right.
14.
You hit.
12.
Smack it. You smack that bug with your staff, and does 7 points of damage.
I rolled a 7.
Should be 12. He rolled a 7.
Oh, thank you. Now it is Hay's turn.
So did I actually get the fly spell off last time, or was I taken down before I could even?
Oh no, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I could see you waiting just long enough for me to cast and use that slot. All right, so I'm shake my head. I look over at Garandan and give him a thank you. I'm just gonna jump up into the air, cast fly, and I'm also gonna cast as a bonus action. I'm gonna cast Hex on the nearest mosquito thing, which is to the right of Garandan. And that will do it for my turn. So I'm basically circling in the air, so I'm away from the slug things on the ground, and hopefully I can start picking at the bad guys in the air, and we'll see what happens.
All right. This hex energy approaches. Which one was it?
The one to the right of Garandan.
Well done. They seem to be coming and pouring in and feasting, and Sergeant McCormick says, "All right, boys, we're in a bit of a tight situation. Listen up, mortal maggots, to me. We'll take them out, one at a time." And he seems incredibly excited, not showing any sign of weakness nor cowardice. He charges into the fight. Next up in the initiative, I believe that's Felthrin.
Did Sergeant actually do anything, or he's just talking?
Well, on his turn, he will.
It's not his turn. Okay.
Yeah, I'm indicating what he is intending to do.
He's
All
a
right.
sergeant. He's talking.
Felthrin's gonna step forward and start smacking the slug dudes.
All right, go for it. Going for 15.
That is a 15. They're all 15 and higher. The first one is 21 bludgeoning, 5 lightning. The second one is 22 bludgeoning, 6 lightning. And the last one is 18 bludgeoning, 18 bludgeoning and 6 lightning.
You smash that last one, and you cave in its head, and its mouth starts to chitter back and forth, and it shoots 2 warthog spines on you as a reaction, and issues forth this horrible, noxious odor. I need Felthrin, Hay, Zarion, Bramble, and Garandan to all make Constitution saving throws. You're going for a 15 or higher.
Now I am 60 feet up in the air. Is that still going to reach me?
Well said. You watch this cloud of green smoke, and you are immune.
Yeah.
How about a 5?
Add.
Was another 2, by the way.
Okay.
It's a good thing I had foresight because I had advantage, and one of them was a crit fail.
Bramble succeeds. Bramble, you're not going unconscious again. You see this coming. Garandan, you succeed. And what about Zarion?
Oh.
Is that a crit fail?
Yeah, 1.
All right. That's 2 ones now. So here's what happens. Felthrin, this noxious odor begins to explode, and you just hit them as hard as you can, and you're not really thinking, and the ichor starts spraying and splattering, and the gas just fills up your lungs, and you begin to feel your body tighten up. You're paralyzed, and you just hold in place. And this last little monster just looks at you and grins, and he attacks you with a 25 to hit. And Felthrin, you take 34 points of piercing damage. And then for the poison, you take 44 points of poison damage. And everyone else takes 22, with the exception of Hay.
Dwarves get resistance to poison damage, right?
It's true.
Only paralyzed and 78 points of damage. And oh yeah, do I cut my poison in half?
Yeah, we're resistant as dwarves.
So here's what I understand. That's to, yeah, this is not dwarven ale poison. This is abyssal foul. For the purposes, it's abyssal poison, if you would. So no, you don't resist it. And then steam vents begin to open up. These critical failures have angered the land of Avernus. Everyone who's on the ground. Actually, you know what? Hey, you're going to suffer this too. Everyone make dexterity saving throws.
Exact.
I'm assuming it automatically fails since I'm paralyzed.
Yes, that's true.
And there's no advantage on this.
So the steam vents are now erupting from the ground, issuing forth this scalding, boiling,
Good foresight.
air.
Well, you have foresight. I
Oh,
don't.
you let-
Yeah, it's one target.
Yeah, this is just an area effect.
Okay, so I have a whopping 1.
Was it a critical one?
Yes.
Okay, that activates another. Okay.
I am going for broke this time.
Yeah, so everyone was going for a 25. I don't think anybody got a 25. So everyone takes 64 points of scalding damage.
There is a cloud of feathers where hay once was.
Oh, man. Okay, and then I'll roll another. Zarion, you find yourself trapped in a tar pit. You are grappled and restrained as this critical failure during this battle causes you to fall back, and you land like a snow angel in this ichor pit, and you're pulling back, and this tar is just holding you in place. You could tell that if you just had the strength the next round, you might be able to pull yourself up, but it is a high risk, high reward as you slowly begin to sink deeper into this quicksand. And then the creatures attack. The Chasmes, the mosquitoes, attack Bramble and Zarion. With Zarion, they get advantage. 23 for Bramble. A 17 for Zarion. Does that get you, Zarion?
Actually, it does.
Okay. As this mosquito lands on you, like you're totally like stuck to this tar pit, and it slowly crawls up your chest and inserts its needle into your jugular and begins siphoning off. So 24 points of necrotic damage. Brandon, did you get hit twice or just once? The 23. Yep, so 24 points of necrotic damage again.
Okay.
You can have that. And your hit point maximum is reduced by another 12. Garandan, they're going to attack you as well. They have disadvantage. Okay, so the 19. Ooh. 11. And a 6.
19's a hit.
Okay. 24 points of necrotic damage. You feel it stick into your side, and you lose 24 hit points to your maximum.
Oh, can I use Warding Flare and stop it?
Yeah. Well, Warding Flare gives disadvantage.
Oh, it
Yeah.
does. Yes. Oh, I already had disadvantage, so it's fine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Felthrin, hey, are you conscious?
You're making me laugh here. I have sustained almost 250 points of damage in 3 rounds.
So you're unconscious.
You gave
Yeah.
him 16 back, and then he just took another 64, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The warthog attacks you, Felthrin, with a 7. and it just bites on your arm where your armor plate is, and you're just paralyzed sitting there as its teeth maw into you. You can tell it's hanging on by a thread of life. You could simply just probably use harsh language and it would just fall over in pain. But you can see more dretches coming. Sergeant McCormick, he's going to do you one solid, Felthrin. He ends his life, says, slaps you across and says, now listen here, you mortal maggot. We don't got time for nap time. Now you get back out there in the fight. We got plenty of demons to kill and no time to get it done. So by Zariel, we're going to have this done. And by the 9 setting suns, if I see you taking a nap on my watch again, I will have your entrails stretched out across this line for every demon to come feast upon. Do you understand?
He gets nothing from me.
Wait, even though you're awake now?
Am I unparalyzed?
Yeah, you're unparalyzed.
Okay. I'll say, I've killed 7 so far.
He does the chest bump or the fist bump, and then he rushes into battle. Keeping in mind at the top of this round that the mission was to restore the Demon Zapper, I would like to know how the party is progressing, and now would be a good time to reframe the situation with a couple questions before proceeding with the initiative. So, Bramble, if you would ask a question before proceeding with your action.
We can't tell how many guys are through here because we can only see what's coming through the gap here. And it seems like it's been a new group every round, right?
Yes.
Pretty much. So it's like a constant stream in real time.
Yep. I mean, they're just coming out of the holes in the wall.
What is so the sergeant just threw himself into these mosquito creatures.
Yes.
Does it look like he has any chance of surviving that?
Yeah. He looks like a pretty hardy guy. He was down
Okay.
for the count, but it seems like he was more restrained by the rubble. He has some life left in him.
Okay.
Okay. Let's get a question from Garandan.
Garandan, he's feeling a little hopeless. He's not really got any questions on his mind right now. He's just wondering how everyone's doing. Like
You can ask him.
Yeah. Hey guys, are we still in this?
We are getting our behinds handed to us. Just so you haven't noticed, I'm wallowing in a pit right now. Mosquito sucking the blood out of my chest. So you tell me. I don't know. I don't know. Right now, I ain't doing too good.
He's just
Oh, man. All right, so you got your question answered. Hey, what questions do you have about this scene?
I am in no position to ask questions.
Oh, no, come on. You're about to
I'm
make
a-
death saves.
I'm a
You're about
broken
to make death
bag of
saves.
soup on the ground right now.
You just keep going up in the sky, falling down, going up in the sky, falling down.
I have a plan. If I can only stay awake for more than a round, I can get this done.
he was 60 foot in the air. Is he slowly falling? What's the plan?
So
Sure.
I was 60 feet up and I got hit by the geyser, and I'm assuming I plummeted straight down and took whatever extra falling damage. So I'm on the ground somewhere. If I can get up, I've got a way to get things cracking here. It's just a matter of doing it. So
That's a good question.
I'm out.
All right, Donald, any questions about this scene? Like,
Well, phew, I'm pretty much stuck where I'm at right now so far. Oh, one question. I want to make sure about one of the skills because Shillingai. I'm trying to
Yeah.
pronounce the name.
Shillelagh.
Shillelagh. Okay, what is that skill right there?
That is a buff skill. Normally, druids are not very great with their strength, so
Okay.
D&D allows for them to channel their weapons with magic, and that just gives you like the bonuses I gave you to your staff. That's what it gives you.
Okay. All right. And thaumaturgy. I'm sorry. This
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, thaumaturgy. It's an old-fashioned witch's spell that makes your voice louder, makes your eyes flare, kind of adds a little bit of flavor to making you a more terrifying creature.
Okay. Well, I might try that one next round if I can.
You probably should concentrate on getting out of the pit with your strength.
Yeah. With my strength, yes.
All
Oof.
All right, and Ted, one question about this scene. Let's do a check-in.
Do we know how to make the demon zapper work?
If you could get to it, you could easily read the instruction manual, as long as you speak Celestial.
Okay, and follow-up question is, who among us knows Celestial that could do that? And would I already know that?
Garandan would know how to he would know how to figure it out. I think any spellcaster could probably figure it out, but even though you don't know the language.
I'm a spellcaster.
Yeah, you could work it. I mean, you've been to a foreign country, you could probably figure out the nearest way to the airport by following the signs, and that's the challenge. So yeah, you got to get there and read the instruction manual to get it turned back on. Here's the 3-step challenge to getting the demon zapper turned back on. Someone with strength has got to push it up right, and then someone's got to use their magical abilities to activate the runes and get that thing channeled up.
Okay. Yeah, that's my question.
That's a good question. Thank you. All right, let's go to the top of the round. Bramble, what are you going to do?
Bramble's gonna try to swat this mosquito off of Zarion in the pit.
1 for an 11. Get advantage, even though he's technically, or not an advantage, but it's a sneak attack.
Yeah.
Because he's currently occupied sucking the blood out of Zarion.
The hit, the first die was a 20. The die was a 20. So it's probably dead.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love that. You just walk over and it's this mosquito's like going for the jugular and Zarion's just struggling, and the mosquito just collapses to the ground and begins like iching all over Zarion.
Oh God. Thanks.
Bramble, how do you continue?
I think. Okay, I think Bramble's going to use this bonus action to disengage.
Good call.
And come over here. And stand next to Hay.
Okay. Next up, Garandan, how do you want to spend your turn?
Nudge me with your toe.
Hay's corpse.
So after hearing back from the guys and kind of seeing the situation, he's going to shroud himself in his cloak and use his dimension door to get behind Zarion and avoid any opportunity attacks. And then he's just going to look up at the Nine Suns and just pray for like rain of healing. And he's going to cast his 9th level spell of 700 hit points for everybody to get back to full. And just go and then extend a hand to Zarion to help him out of the pit, so hopefully he can get advantage on his strength. And then go, "We are still in this, guys."
This flood of light begins to invigorate your body, and you feel every organ, every neuron, every pulsing vein and artery begin to feel within life and power. Sergeant McCormick just drops his jaw and says, "Demon Ichor, scummy son of a half ogre. That's impressive."
So I think we'll all be back to full. That is
Okay,
amazing.
cool.
I mean, it's a 9th level spell. I think it's designed to kind of like surge throughout this area. I mean, this is definitely a hot spot for magic use right now. Professor Thaddeus's jaw just drops and his book kind of tumbles to the ground and disappears into the ether. And he says, "By Asmodeus, never have my eyes seen such bravery, such willing resistance in the face of adversity and horror." Steam vent like erupts around Garandan. Nevertheless, he continues on with his magic, and with his right, he extends it towards Zarion to pull him out of the pit. Zarion, if you want to go ahead and do your action right now. Oh, well, what are you going to do? You're lying in a pit, and you feel the hand of Garandan kind of giving you advantage on pulling yourself out of the pit. So if you want to get out of the pit, that'll be a strength check.
Okay, so I have to roll 20, right?
Roll a 20 and roll it twice and take the higher number.
Okay. 19, higher number.
All right, newbie. I'm going to let this one slide. That 19 is indeed satisfactory, and you reach forward, and this strong dwarf body pulls you forth from the pit, the tar just sticking to your skin. You are arrested free.
Thanks a lot for the save. I didn't know what it would be if you hadn't showed up. Almost bit the dust right there.
Almost became the dust.
Hey, how are you going to spend your turn?
First, I sit up and shake my head, and I'm mad now. Eyes are just glazed black, and I point in the direction, so through the canyon to, I don't know if you can see this. Let me switch to pointer tool. Right here.
Indeed, I see it.
All right, and I'm just going to dimension door. A wavery door appears on that elevated place, and I'm just going to zap right through.
Okay, you stand upon this little plateau, and you can see clearly now that there's a couple of like slimy pig slugs that have kind of not woken from their slumber. There is the demon zapper that has kind of fallen over to the side, and then you hear it. You're familiar with this sound. It's a celestial being. You see there's a unicorn. Suffered very badly. You can tell this is an angel, a seraph, a guardian. As you look over at the demon zapper, you realize, of course, there must be some radiant power source to survive in this horrid wasteland. It seems as if the power source, yes, the unicorn, lies there wounded, removed from the demon zapper.
All right, I start to cry immediately. My eyes go back to normal, and since I haven't moved, I'm going to scramble down and try and get to its side.
Okay. Let's take a moment. He looks up, and his legs are broken a little bit. You can tell his horn is still intact, and he's got like black eyes, and he says, "Hello there, friend. You do not appear as a demon. Has the cavalry arrived?"
Yes, we are coming.
I would very much like to return to my post.
Yeah, just take it easy. We're going to help you. Hang in there.
If I... You know, us Celestials, we are normally not looking so haggard in front of the mortal beings. There's no need to worship me. I am not worthy of it, for I have failed at my job.
You've not failed yet. Where there's life, there's hope.
Yes, and if Lathander, god of birth, would deem me fit, I would return. I suppose all the demons have suddenly been distracted by some strong force.
Those are my friends. Like I said, we're going to get to you.
There are more of you. My name is Moonglow.
Moonglow, I'm Hay.
Yes. If you would, are you in need of any help? You seem fit and well.
I am. If you'll just hang on, I've got a way to get you over, but it's going to take me a moment.
Forgive me. Us immortals, we are known for talking. I forgot you people have the sense of time. Yes, I will I will concede.
All right, and one
Anytime.
last question before we move on. What is the situation of this beacon? I mean, what does it look like? Is it a tower that's toppled? As you said, it was like a big bug or something.
Yeah, it's a horrible, hideous statue. It looks like a beetle that's been knocked over.
Okay.
The challenge is someone's going to have to lift it up a right, then someone's going to have to read the instruction manual to reactivate it. And now it seems as if someone is going to have to replace and restore Moonglow to full health before he can use his body to charge the radiant bomb of the Demon Zapper.
Okay. And how tall is this beetle statue on its side?
Like 12 feet, I want to say. You're looking at like a Felthrin job for sure.
Yeah. And how tall are the dretches?
They're about your size. They're all 5
So
feet tall.
medium sized. Okay. All right.
Yeah, medium
Just trying to get
creatures.
a sense here. All right. Thanks.
Okay. Lava and vents. Lava vents are spewing. The air is darkening, and you can only imagine what it'd be like if the firestorm was going on right now.
Felthran, feeling that burst of energy, is going to scream, and he's going to start running, but he's going to take the form of a dire wolf, and he's going to double move, which 100 movement, 3 attacks of opportunity, I think.
Okay, so you're gonna charge through these.
He's just
walls.
running through. He's just.
Tell you
he's
what,
just-
I like where this is. I like where this is going. So, what is your intention on movement?
I just want to get to the thing.
You do.
Yeah, that's why
We're-
I switched
gonna
into wolf. Yeah.
We'll do a little bit of attack of opportunity, and instead you see his wolf-like form, but it's gotten this dark, blazing sun for eyes, and the fangs drip black saliva, taking on a little bit more of the infernal qualities of this plane. The magic seems to even afflict Felthrin's. A 21 to hit you. That's the only one.
That's good. Yeah.
All right, so take 16 points of damage then.
Okay.
But you tear through these creatures, leaping over, and one reaches out and scrapes you with his tusks. Nevertheless, Felthrin the dire wolf presses on.
Perfect.
Top of the round. The creatures are going to attack. Sergeant McCormick seems to be handling himself just fine, but you can start to see the dretches are pouring through. Bramble, you're going to take 4 attacks. 20. And everything else misses. So 16 points of damage. A couple of these mosquitoes start to move forward. Oh, we lost Haig.
He gets extra damage against it.
Okay, gotcha. Oof. That's a 22 for Garandan, a 16 for Garandan.
Those with
And a 20.
disadvantage.
Oh, good point. Yes, they were. High hits. So 2 hits. They're going to deal 24 points of damage to you.
I'm gonna ward flare both of them. I can use as my reaction. Keep them off.
Okay, that just gives disadvantage though. Right?
Yeah, I keep thinking that. Yeah. So
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
good.
It's
Okay.
just disadvantage. Now, keep in mind, those of you who have been stung by the mosquito, you should have 12 or 24 less hit points for your maximum. Even though you received the mass healing word, your body is not up to snuff. Zarion 1's going to take a hit against you. That's going to be a 9. This mosquito comes charging at you, and you're able to withstand the attack. How does this take place?
Do I get hit, or I can just
No,
bling it out the way?
you just poof,
Just
smack
poof,
that bug out of the way.
Smack the bug out of the way.
Sergeant McCormick takes out 2. He starts darting forward and says, "We got a job to do. Turn on that bug zapper! Pronto! He offers to hold back the forces. Now it is Bramble's turn.
Brimble will use his cunning action to disengage as a bonus action,
Go for it.
and then will dash with his action. So he'll double move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Where? Tell me where you intend to go.
I'm just heading that way.
Okay.
This is about as far as he can get.
Okay. All right. Next up, Garandan, what are you going to do?
Garandan is definitely going to channel his divinity and do an AoE radiant splash. For anyone who's they get disadvantage on a dexterity saving throw.
What's the range on that?
It's 30 feet, so pretty much
Okay.
everything in that. Yeah.
McCormick's out of the way then.
Constitution saving throw.
That's 2 natural ones, 2, and an 8.
So it's
How much damage?
26 radiant damage.
Okay, this one's gone. This one's gone. And the blind one is like buzzing around. It bumps into Zarion and then just poof, you land this groundwork of light and just tears through their skin. And instead of the smoky, sulfury ash that devils experience, these demons just splatter like bugs on a windshield against the rock wall. Yeah, the Dretches take 26 points of damage though. They're still rooting around. The Chasme dies completely.
He looks up and is like, "Where did everyone go?"
Yeah, when you turn the lights on, the cockroaches disappear under the fridge. Garandan, anything with your movement?
He's gonna move a little bit further back behind the mountain, to further away, try and draw him away from what's going on, the beacon.
Okay, so you're trying to draw them away from the beacon?
Yeah, I'm gonna draw him this way.
Okay. All right, next up, Hey, what are you gonna do? Oh wait, let's hold on for Hey. Zarion, what are you gonna do?
I want to cast Fog Cloud to blind these last 4 enemies to give us a chance to move.
I like it. So this cloud begins to shroud these creatures. They begin to root around in the darkness. As a smoky haze from Avernus allows you, Zarion, to completely walk away without them chasing you. So, where would you intend to move?
Towards the beacon.
Okay.
Next to a little bit ahead of Bramble.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Before we get to Hay, as you move into a tactical position for the second half of the burning beacon, I would like you to move your character to where you intend to go. Take the time to do that. Fog cloud is up, providing the distraction. Sergeant McCormick has the Chasmes completely occupied. He's indicating that by his order, you proceed with the mission as planned.
This is all of us.
With the exception of Hay. Okay, so everyone's going to the burning beacon. Garandan, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck here. I'm gonna keep an eye on that sergeant and have a word with him after the fighting.
You want to join him?
Yeah, I'm gonna join him and kind of keep these guys busy.
All right, so together, the two of you are slashing away at these creatures one by one, smashing the mosquitoes, and back to back, you like spin around and taking them down, and he's loving it. He's singing these songs of battle cry and infernal, and he's relishing in the honor and the glory and the pride of not backing down in a fight. You'll take me in a sorry piece of ash before I give up, you dirty demon Icker. God, he's cursing and screaming and slashing. And he says, whoa, look out. And he causes you to duck down. He says, oh, Well, you don't have to duck there, Shorty. Garandan, you take a moment to respond to Sergeant McCormick.
Zariel trained you well.
I am Sergeant McCormick of the 43rd Infernal Legion. I serve Zariel and all that is hold dear in Avernus. We will fight back this horde. We will restore the burning beacon. What do you have to say for yourself, soldier? How long you been enlisted?
I have recently been released from my charge.
Honorably?
Honorably, yes, sir. I did as I was asked, and then I did it again. It's just, any good job worth doing is worth doing twice, sir. Make sure she hears about this. That a bald dwarf with a gray beard and his party helped her out.
I can establish communication for a second point. Imp, get over here now. Bring your sorry little skinny butt. And he calls over Professor Thaddeus to establish a communication bank as they take cover behind the rocks. Garandan, do you stay with him? The Chasmes have all splattered across the plains of Avernus. Whatever path Garandan wants to take.
I'll start moving towards the burning beacon.
All right, we're gonna just pop you right there. Hey, if you would show me what you intend to do with Moonglow. And you can see that your companions, your sojourners, are gathering around. Moonglow, his leg is broken a little bit. He looks at him and says, now what? What is the plan?
How much do you weigh?
Heavy.
Excuse me?
I'm going to summon Tensor's floating disc directly underneath him and just have it lift him up off the ground. So he's floating at a 3-foot elevation above the ground. And so there'll be no bumps, no concerns about any jolting or anything. And I'm just going to run in the direction of the beacon.
As you turn around, this large, slithering, praying mantis, the beautiful woman's head, she pulls out 1, 2, 4, 6 arms with 6 long swords. And the Marilith stares at you and speaks in Abyssal and says, "Step away from the prisoner." And she proceeds to attack you. And so for now, our story concludes. Wow. What a cliffhanger. The main question on my mind is how much more damage can Hay, the human warlock, take in a combat session? Find out next time on Sojourners Awake as they continue to press on in Avernus, the first layer of the 9 Hells, in their attempt to balance the blood war. During times of war and crisis, nobody wants it knocking on their front door, and the Sojourners are just like everyone else, attempting to defend the threat against their home in Bonsarel. Thanks again to Tabletop Audio for a wonderful sound, for wonderful background music. I have thoroughly enjoyed their product. Please visit them at www.tabletopaudio.com and put some of your hard-earned money towards their projects. May your story continue.